did you get married?
I married Dana because he was the first man to actually see me. He saw me for Jordin and who I am.
How does the youngest American Idol winner go from chart-topping superstar to nearly losing her voice forever? What if the girl America fell in love with at 17 was hiding a trauma so deep she never spoke about it until now? Before this ends, two secrets will rock you: the devastating losses she endured while performing on national television every week, and the real reason her fairy tale romance ended in a text message that broke the internet. Stay close, because Jordin Sparks' story is nothing like what you think. December 22nd, 1989. Phoenix, Arizona welcomed Jordin Brianna Sparks into a world where she'd eventually make history. Her father, Philippi Sparks, was an NFL cornerback who played 8 seasons with the New York Giants and 1 with the Dallas Cowboys. Her mother, Jody Beth Weidman, came from German, English, Scottish, and Norwegian ancestry. Jordin was biracial, growing up understanding both worlds, navigating spaces where she was sometimes too black, sometimes not black enough.
My dad played football in the NFL. My mom played sports. And so we have a friendly competition, like not to crazy levels.
Yeah.
But at home, we were very, competitive and like, hey, there's always going to be somebody else.
Yep.
So you have to, show up.
But football wasn't her destiny. Music was. From the time she could speak, Jordin sang. In church, at school, local competitions, every stage, every microphone, every chance to use her voice, she took it.
What I was pursuing, I knew that I wanted to do it. I was singing in church. I was singing in school. I was doing competitions, local competitions. I was doing karaoke. I was singing at little competitions at Fish Fry Fridays at a place called Mr. Lucky's in Arizona. And then that turned into like more national competitions, Estes Park, Music in the Rockies, Gospel Music Association. I auditioned for Star Search. I did America's Most Talented Kids. And then that all led up to auditioning for American Idol.
Her grandmother became her grand manager, literally putting that title on her business cards.
I knew from a very young age that music was what I was going to be doing. I remember watching Kelly Clarkson win, and I looked at my mom and my dad, and I just was like, I want to do that. My Nana was my manager. We called her grand manager. That was on her business card at the time. And that was basically all I really ever thought about was music.
Her parents encouraged her relentlessly. Practice, focus, commit. Music wasn't a hobby. It was plan A. There was no plan B. And then came 2007. At 16 years old, Jordin Sparks couldn't wait to turn the magic age that would allow her to audition for American Idol.
American Idol, I auditioned when I was 16 years old. I was such a huge fan of the show. I honestly couldn't wait to audition more than getting my driver's license. I could not wait to turn 16 so I could audition for American Idol.
She'd watched Kelly Clarkson win season 1, the pyrotechnics, the tears, the moment when everything changed. Jordin looked at her parents and said,
I want to do that. Not necessarily Idol, because who knew that it was going to be around as long as it's been, but I knew that I wanted to sing and use my voice to touch people in the way that she was touching people.
But here's what nobody tells you about Jordin's Idol journey. She didn't make it past the first round initially. In Los Angeles, she auditioned and got a polite, "Thanks, next."
And a lot of people don't know this, but I was told no to my first audition. I remember walking back because we all have these wristbands on. And after you got told no, they would literally just cut the wristband off of you. Like there was no way you could sneak back in. And
most people would have quit. Jordin went back to Arizona, entered a local competition called Arizona Idol with the Fox affiliate, won it, and got sent to Seattle for another chance.
But I just remember thinking, oh, I can come back next year, because I was the youngest you could be at the time. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to stop singing. So I went home. I did a localized version called Arizona Idol. And I won that competition, and that sent me to Seattle the same season. And so I got to audition again, and then that's where I made it in front of the judges and made it through.
That's where she got her golden ticket. On May 23rd, 2007, at just 17 years old, Jordin Sparks became the youngest American Idol winner in the show's history.
Hi, my name is Jordin Sparks, and you may know me as the youngest winner ever of American Idol Season 6.
The winner, Jordin Sparks!
She was also the first non-Southerner to win and the first mixed-race person to claim the crown. America had spoken. The girl with the powerhouse voice and the 11 lumps of sugar personality had won.
I still feel that 17-year-old girl with me. I am still the bubbly 17-year-old that walked into that audition room and Simon was like, you are 11 lumps of sugar in my coffee. I am probably still 11 lumps of sugar, if not more.
But what America didn't know, what nobody knew except her family and closest friends, was that while Jordin's star was rising, her personal life was collapsing behind the scenes. During her entire run on American Idol, Jordin was the only contestant required to do 3 hours of schoolwork every single day, on top of the insane filming schedule. While other contestants could focus solely on performing, Jordin had to balance homework, studying, and maintaining passing grades alongside the pressure of performing on national television weekly. Then the deaths started.
My best childhood friend from my neighborhood passed away. And I just remember thinking, I have to go home for this. And I was so grateful that they let me travel home to be able to, say my final goodbyes to her. But that really, really affected me. And then while I was on the show, my great uncle passed away. And then both of my great grandmothers passed away when I was on the Idol tour.
4 people she loved deeply, gone in the span of months. She was going on television, smiling, singing, becoming America's sweetheart, and offstage,
an emotional wreck. Lots of people had passed away. My parents were separating. I was away from my family for the first time. I was away from my brother, who's like my best friend. So there was just so many things that were happening at that time that just made it so overwhelming.
Everything was falling apart while everything was coming together. The pressure became physical.
I started having panic attacks really bad, and I didn't know what they were. I just thought I was dying. And I remember right before tour, I had to wear an EKG so that they could just see what was going on with my body. And I had a panic attack, and I was walking through the hotel and I just stopped in the hallway, slid down on the floor. I had a paper bag with me because they had told me, they were like, if it happens, make sure you have that. And I just remember breathing into this bag, and it was right before we were supposed to leave for tour. And I think my heartbeat had gotten up to 220 beats per minute. I was freaking out, guys. I was freaking out.
Nobody knew. America saw the smiling teenager with the incredible voice. They didn't see the girl having panic attacks in hotel hallways. But Jordin kept going. She had to. She'd worked her entire life for this moment, and she wasn't going to let trauma stop her. In November 2007, she released her self-titled debut album. The album went platinum, eventually selling over 2 million copies worldwide. Tattoo became her first major hit, reaching the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song announced Jordin as more than just an Idol winner. She was a legitimate artist with staying power. Then came February 2008, and everything exploded. No Air, her duet with Chris Brown, dropped and became a cultural phenomenon. The song peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became the 3rd highest-selling single by any American Idol contestant ever, moving over 3 million digital copies in the United States alone.
After the show, I put out a self-titled album that went platinum and featured hits like Tattoo and No Air, which sold 3 million copies.
The chemistry between Jordin and Chris was undeniable. The vocals were flawless, and the song earned Jordin her first Grammy nomination for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. But just as her career hit its peak, her body gave her a terrifying warning. In 2008, during what should have been a routine sound check, Jordin felt something was off with her voice, something she couldn't explain. What happened next changed the way she approached singing forever. In this video, she shares the moment everything shifted.
And I was doing a corporate event and I was doing sound check and I went to sing, and all of a sudden it just felt like there was a cap on my voice. Like I know where I can go and how it feels in my body to push and have it come out.
Well, my stomach is literally turning thinking of it, because as a singer, that is the worst nightmare.
Yes.
Not being able to sing.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And I was like, that's odd. And I was just like, okay, maybe I'm tired and my voice, maybe it's laryngitis, maybe it's all the traveling. And I called the ENT that was out there, the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I went and saw him, and he was like, you cannot sing anymore right now. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I'm not your official doctor. Go back to LA and get checked out. So I saw the one out here, and he was like, you have basically blown up your vocal cord. My left vocal cord had hemorrhaged. So
after meeting with a specialist, Jordin learned she would have to make a drastic change to protect her voice. Suddenly, the way she communicated and the way she lived looked completely different. In this video, she shares what that period was really like.
He told me that and I wept, and he was like, can't be weeping either. That's not very good for your vocal cords. And I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do? So I had to go on a month of vocal rest. And as you can see, I don't have a hard time talking. I really like doing it. Similarly to you, it's just a good time.
I get it. I've had moments like this too.
Yes. And I had to do vocal rest. And so all I could do was like text or write things.
The healing process meant she had to delay part of a major tour, and when she finally stepped back on stage, she had no warm-up, just lights, crowd, and pressure. Here, she talks about what that experience felt like.
And then it was already confirmed. I was already on the bill. Like, I couldn't just not show up. And so the first time I sang after vocal rest was on my first show at Alicia. And I just remember walking out and going, please let my voice come out. Like, let it work, because I wasn't allowed to like test it.
As she tried to heal, she was hit with something she didn't expect.
The thing that was crazy was somehow the media learned about it. And it was on like page 6 or something like that.
Page 6 finds out everything.
Yeah, like she will never sing again.
They know where your grandma's buried.
Yeah, exactly. And I was
much.
just like, I'll never sing again, because I was still trying to figure out what I was going through. And so they said that, and then that kind of blew up and went everywhere. And I was like, now all these people are thinking I'll never sing again. Like, what? And so that mentally was strange, especially because I just started.
She wasn't finished. She was just getting started. In July 2009, Jordin released her second album, Battlefield. The title track became another massive hit, reaching number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and making Jordin the only American Idol contestant to have her first 5 singles reach the top 20. SOS, Let the Music Play, became her first number 1 on the Hot Dance Club Play chart. By 2009, Billboard ranked her as the 91st artist of the 2000s decade. In 2012, VH1 placed her at number 92 on their list of the 100 greatest women in music. But Jordin wanted more than just music. In 2010, she made her Broadway debut as Nina Rosario in the Heights. In 2012, she starred as the titular character in Sparkle opposite the legendary Whitney Houston in what would tragically become Whitney's final film role. Working with Whitney became a turning point in Jordin's life. Whitney connected with her in a deeply personal way, beyond fame, beyond music. Jordin shared the moments on set that showed her just how much Whitney cared. Whitney became a true protector for Jordin, lifting her up, speaking up for her, and giving her confidence exactly when she needed it. Even during one of the biggest scenes of the film, Whitney showed up just to support her. Jordin broke down crying. Whitney Houston, the icon, the legend, had validated her in a way that meant everything. But while Jordin's career soared, her personal life was about to become tabloid fodder. In 2011, Jordin began dating singer Jason Derulo. They became one of music's power couples. Young, talented, beautiful, constantly in the spotlight.
Right there, hold that. Give her another kiss. One more kiss.
For 3 years, they were inseparable. Fans shipped them. Media covered their every move.
Is this your first time doing a carpet in PJs?
Nah.
Yes. No?
Of course it is, yeah.
Yes. He's like, I'm like this every day. What you talking about?
Then, in September 2014, everything ended. And it ended in the worst possible way. Jason Derulo allegedly broke up with Jordin via text message. The relationship everyone thought was heading toward marriage dissolved in a digital conversation. Jordin was devastated. She dove in headfirst, loved completely, gave everything, and got blindsided. She later admitted she became more cautious about love, questioning whether she liked someone because they complimented her or just because they complimented her.
Right. And for me, I know that I dove in head first. I was like, okay, we were head over heels into each other, in love with each other. And, you know, sometimes people grow apart and sometimes things don't work. Whatever. Right. That's fine. But I feel like now, I'm not scared, but I am more cautious for sure. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes open and definitely like, okay, well, do I like this person because they're going to compliment me in a way that's going to, you know, better me? Or do I like them because they're complimenting?
There's a difference between someone who enhances your life and someone who just makes you feel good temporarily. In December 2014, Jordin released a mixtape called Bye Felicia under a new record deal with Louder Than Life/Red Associated labels. The project included a remix of Drake's How About Now that addressed her heartbreak directly.
You really Put me way back then, but how about now?
She was processing publicly, turning pain into art.
Artist, whether you're an artist or a songwriter, you're inspired by things that happen in your life. So that's gonna happen, and I wanna be able to express myself in that way. And it was very therapeutic during that time to be able to write. And some days I was like, yeah, girl power. Some days I was really sad. Some days I was like, I don't F with you. So, you know, it came in all different forms, and that's how it came out on the mixtape, and then that's how it'll be on the record as well, because I got to write.
In April 2015, she began dating rapper Sage the Gemini, but that relationship also ended badly in February 2016 when trust issues emerged. Sage later publicly claimed their entire relationship was fake, supported by alleged leaked recordings. The drama played out online, another relationship dissected by strangers.
My personal life got put out there on some things and some relationships, and so it was that's all people. Oh, girl, that's all people wanted to talk about. And then after there was one, and then there was one like right after that. And so after the second one, I was like, I took a step back and I took account of everything, and I took stock of everything and was like, what is serving me and what is not? Because I learned my lesson. I'm not doing that again.
Jordin stepped back. She took 2016 as a sabbatical year, traveling for real, not just seeing hotel rooms and venues. She explored cities, spent time with family, dove deep into her faith, and figured out what she actually wanted versus what she thought she was supposed to want.
So after that, I took stock of everything. It was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to focus on myself.
Yeah.
And I took a year to just, I kind of a sabbatical, I guess. 2016 was that year for me. I took time to really travel and actually see places. I had never really.
Then in 2017, everything changed again. Every year, Jordin visited Super Bowl cities through her charity organization to spotlight local organizations making a difference. In Houston for Super Bowl 2017, she visited Forge for Families, an after-school program in the 3rd Ward. She met the directors, Bridget and Dana Thomas, and spent 6 hours there instead of the planned 2. A month later, Dana Thomas, their son who Jordin had never met, was planning to move to LA to pursue modeling. His mother wanted Jordin to talk him out of it.
And that's what I took from it. And so it was about a month later, Dana, at the time, had gotten a meeting with LA models and was planning on coming out to LA. And I found out also later, after we had gotten together, that his mom wanted me to talk him out of moving to LA.
Their mothers put them on a group text. Dana texted Jordin separately. They never stopped talking. Dana didn't know Jordin Sparks, the American Idol winner. He didn't watch the show. He'd heard No Air, but that was it. He saw Jordin, the girl in sweatpants who talks to herself and is really goofy. He saw her as a regular person with a regular job. And that was everything Jordin needed. On July 16, 2017, Jordin Sparks and Dana Isaiah got married in secret. They eloped, which caused tension with her family, who wanted to be there. But Jordin was done living for other people's expectations.
We surprised everyone, including ourselves, when we decided to elope in Hawaii after just 4 months. My family was not too happy about it, and to this day, things are still a little rocky for Dana and my mom. So here we are, newlyweds who are still learning each other.
On May 2nd, 2018, they welcomed their son, DJ Thomas. Jordin became a mother, and motherhood transformed her perspective on everything: her career, her purpose, her voice. But marriage and motherhood didn't stop the controversies. In 2017, while singing the national anthem at a Dallas Cowboys game during the height of the Take a Knee protests, Jordin wrote Proverbs 31:8-9 on her hand, a Bible verse about speaking up for those who cannot speak for themselves. The gesture was both praised and criticized, depending on which side of the political spectrum people fell. In 2020, after a terrifying incident involving her Black husband, Jordin became more vocal about racial injustice. She spoke about the challenges of raising a biracial child in America and her commitment to using her platform to demand change, even if it made people uncomfortable. In 2022, she publicly defended Chris Brown after controversy erupted at the American Music Awards, stating he deserved grace and the ability to grow from past mistakes. The internet exploded. Some agreed. Many didn't. Jordin didn't care. She released a song called Remember that sampled Michael Jackson in response to the situation. Throughout it all, Jordin kept creating. After a 5-year absence from releasing a major album, she dropped Right Here, Right Now in 2015, which received positive reviews from critics, even if commercial success was smaller than her previous work. Then came the pandemic, and like many artists, Jordin used the lockdown to rediscover her love for music. Between 2020 and 2022, she recorded over 180 songs. She fell back in love with creating without pressure, without deadlines, without the industry machine pushing her in directions she didn't want to go. In 2024, Jordin launched her podcast, What's Your Spark?, where she finally told stories she'd never shared publicly. She opened up about the deaths during Idol, the panic attacks, the vocal hemorrhage, the heartbreaks, all the things people never asked about because they only wanted to know how was Idol.
No, but I've never actually talked about that part of my life because nobody ever asks. They're just like, well, how was Idol? Hello, everybody out there. This is Jordin Sparks, and this is my very first episode of What's Your.
She's also hosting Roller Jam, a new Max Original competition series featuring the 10 best skate crews in America, competing for $150,000 and a $10,000 donation to their local rank. The show, produced by Chip and Joanna Gaines, represents another first in Jordin's career, her first time hosting, bringing multi-generational skating culture into people's homes. As of 2024, Jordin Sparks' net worth is estimated at approximately $8 million. She's sold 1.3 million albums and over 10.2 million singles in the United States alone, making her one of the most successful American Idol contestants of all time. She's won an NAACP Image Award, a BET Award, an American Music Award, a People's Choice Award, and 2 Teen Choice Awards. She's been nominated for Grammy Awards, she's performed on Broadway, she's starred in films, she's launched perfumes, she's built a career that's lasted nearly 2 decades in an industry notorious for chewing up and spitting out young artists. But more importantly, she's survived. She survived losing 4 people she loved while performing on national television. She survived a vocal cord hemorrhage that doctors said would end her career. She survived public heartbreak. She survived industry politics and label transitions. She survived panic attacks that made her think she was dying. And through it all, she carried that 17-year-old girl with her, the one who walked into the American Idol audition full of wonder, the one Simon Cowell said was like 11 lumps of sugar in his coffee. That girl still exists inside Jordin, still believes the glass is always full because there's air and water, still sees the silver lining, still believes the sun will rise again. Jordin Sparks isn't just the youngest American Idol winner. She's a survivor, a mother, a wife, a Broadway performer, a film actress, a podcast host, a television personality, and, most importantly, a woman who figured out who she is beyond what everyone expected her to be. She lost her spark for music once, during the years when pressure and heartbreak and industry politics made her question why she was even doing it. But she found it again. She recorded 180 songs in 2 years just for the love of it, just to feel that connection again, just to remember why she started singing in the first place. The journey from 17-year-old Idol winner to the woman she is now hasn't been linear. It's been messy, painful, beautiful, and real. And Jordin wouldn't change it because every version of herself, the heartbroken girl, the Broadway star, the pop sensation, the protective mother, the outspoken advocate, they're all pieces of the same person trying to figure out how to use her voice for something that matters. That voice that almost died in 2008, it's stronger now, not just technically, but spiritually. It's a voice that knows loss and love, pain and purpose, doubt and determination. It's a voice that refuses to stay silent when it matters, even when speaking up costs her fans our opportunities. And as Jordin sits in her podcast studio, telling stories she's never told before, inviting guests to share what lights them up, she's creating another space to use that voice, not just to sing, but to heal, to inspire, to connect. The girl who couldn't wait to turn 16 so she could audition for American Idol is now 34 years old, raising a son, building a marriage, hosting shows, making music on her own terms, and finally, telling her story the way she wants to tell it. Not as the youngest Idol winner, not as the girl who dated Jason Derulo, not as Whitney Houston's protege in Sparkle, but as Jordin Brianna Sparks, the woman who learned that sometimes you have to lose everything at the top to figure out what actually matters at the top.